Well, spring conditions don't get much better than this for a chance of a monster. The water temperatures are still holding out at 15. We're into the last week of May and the new moon's imminent, and we've got a nice southerly blowing up the lake. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and apart from one or two fish which were showing in the middle as I was setting up an hour ago, I've seen no activity yet. But if I was going to catch the 60, it's going to be in conditions like this. And just as I turned the camera off, a big fish just hoiked out right over the left-hand rod. A good fish, upper 30, early 40. We were due for rain and storms, but that seems to have blown over to the north or the south. The sun's quite warm, the wind's stiff and feels like it's coming off the sea. But in my opinion and my feeling, it's absolutely perfect conditions. And it's after the fish lumped out over the baits. I'm getting liners on the left-hand rod. The usual setup. A few handfuls of Equinox, fairly tight to the spot. A couple more handfuls loose between the two spots. 14mm Equinox, hook bait, mini bag with crushed Equinox. That fish is definitely on the bait. If it doesn't take, I'll be quite surprised. I've seen nothing near the right hand spot yet, and I have a feeling that the fish have been coming from the left, out of the snags and down the lake, where the prevailing wind has been shunting in there now all week. Plus we've had storms and gales, and so I think it's pushed the fish to the side or up to the top end for their feeding periods, and that's where they're going to stay. There's no way they'll be spawning yet, so any female fish are at really top weights. Well, I'm getting liners now on the left hand rod. I've got fish showing to the right as well. All in the last 5 minutes. So they're moving for that sometimes very brief evening feeding spell, 6:30, 7 o'clock. Especially when the sun comes out like this. It hasn't been out all afternoon. rush hour trains starting to go by. This one on its way to Paris. It looks like a goods train's got cars on the back. Several times I've had a fish on when that goods train's gone past. Now there's a bit of cloud change. The rain is possibly on its way. The wind's picking up, swirling about. I think we're in for a few showers or a quick downpour. I've slackened off since I was getting the line bites. There was a lot of drift and undertow. Lines were dragging slightly. That seems to have settled now. And the last 10-15 minutes, the fish that were in the area haven't showed themselves, and the line bites have stopped. I'm pretty certain they're still there. The rain could kill it if it's heavy, but I should imagine that around 8 o'clock, 8:30, things might pick up. Almost as I spoke, the right hand rod went, and I've got one of the big ones. I could tell straight away it was a good fish. Oh, scales are zeroed. This is going, oh, this is 50. It's gone 51. I don't think it's the same 51 I had before. I'd say 51 and a half. Oh, there we are. It's 8 o'clock now, and I put the 50 back 20 minutes ago, cast back onto the spot, and I haven't seen anything showing. The rain clouds have passed over for the time being, and we're still on track, I think, for another fish. Easily 2 hours to go. Conditions are not changed, and when the big fish are moving like that, there's always a chance of the other spot kicking off. Especially as I've seen big fish on this spot this week and last week, and several of them, you know, were good 40s. They weren't this fish, so they are coming in. Second fish, this time to the left hand rod. This one goes 36. It's still lively. Again to the Equinox. I was just having a cup of tea. I hadn't even started it. Let's go back. Oh. This is mimicking the session when I had the other 51, the big fish on the feed. I had 2 30s, the same session, all around the same time as this. I think the rain's on its way this time, so I better get prepared. Some dodgy looking deals going on in the car park. Cars turning up, depositing things, money changing hands by the look of it, things hidden. It's all very weird. It is a Friday night, and now I've got 2 bloody thugs walking around the lake. It's been fairly quiet since I had the 36. One fish showed 200 yards away, but I didn't rebait the spots. I just put 2 bags on them because tomorrow's Saturday, the place will be rammed. I don't really want the fish in on my spots for others. I'd rather they cleared up the bait and cleared off back down the margins while it's quiet, and I think that's the key to fish it when the pressure's off in optimum weather conditions. So we've got low pressure, new moon phase kicks in tomorrow. Everything is well, predictably right. I mean, it was predictable. As soon as I got here, I just knew it was a big fish day. You can tell. You don't have to see the fish coming up either. The man with his dog has just passed. He's always sign for a last minute fish. So often when he's walking his dog, I've got a fish on. So he walks past and I start getting liners on the left hand rod while the horizon looks very threatening, very, very dark. There's rain in that. It looks a bit stormy too, and it's coming closer very quickly. So I'm hanging out for a fish, and the wind's picking up, and I think I might start packing away, get the rods on the ground, roll things up, ready to make a dash for it. I reckon I've got 10 minutes before that bank of cloud starts to come over the lake. Well, rod's on the ground, street lamps are on. There's a real purple bruise to the sky down there. Sun must have set. Fish just came up right down the bottom, back of the wind, off the dam wall. I'll leave them in 10 minutes and then make a dash. Light's dying, rod's packed away. The storm hasn't quite made it yet, and no further fish. But that was a very good session, and that is why you keep the bait going in. You've got to keep your eye on the weather and turn up on these exceptional conditions, and you don't often get them. Once a month maybe, but that's what counts.